Okay, guys, I had to come to you. I actually had to pause the movie. I'm not even finished the movie, but I had to come to y'all and talk to y'all because I'm getting emotional and upset and everything. Okay, y'all know ever since I've come across Sarah Martin's, I've been into French movies and French television. And so they have French movie of the week, which we haven't had in forever, but they have French movie of the week. And I just found out some information that just broke my heart. Um, in 2012, a lady named Jacqueline Sauvage killed her husband Norbert Sauvage in France, somewhere in France. She killed him on no, his name is not Sauvage. His name is Norbert Moreau. She killed him on September 10th, 2012. Shot that bitch in his back with a shotgun 3 times. He absolutely asked for every one of them bullets. She should have unloaded on him. But I didn't know it was a true story until I went to look up the name because I was looking up the actors and the actresses who portrayed them in the movie. So I was just looking it up so that I could find the actors' names because the movie is called Jacqueline Sauvage. When I pulled up Jacqueline Sauvage, it pulled up the real Jacqueline Sauvage and the true story. So Jacqueline Sauvage, born December 27th, 1947, was married, I want to say at 18. She had met her husband when they were 15 or 16. She was just, I mean, she was gone over him. She was gone. Her family didn't like him, but she was gone and she married him. And you know how people switch up? Immediately after she married him, he became this crazy, violent, abusive ass person. And for 47 years, they were married. And for 47 years, this man physically and mentally abused, verbally, his wife for 47 years. Of course, as any mother would, her fear was that he would hurt the children. So she figured if she took the ass whoopings, the babies were safe. That was not the case. Now, when they got married, she was already pregnant. So that may be one of those why you stayed. You know, it's back in the day. He owned his own business. She worked for his firm. She didn't work outside the home. I mean, well, she worked, for his firm, but they ran the business from their home. So she wasn't exactly a stay-at-home mom, but she didn't work outside the house. And when they got married, she was already pregnant. So, a lot of people stay for the kids. They stay for the security, make sure that their kids are taken care of and they don't struggle. I'm not staying for shit. You put your hands on me the first time, we going battle royal. And then I'm leaving. And I'm taking my fucking babies. And we going somewhere we going to be safe, even if it ain't comfortable right now. But I'm sitting here watching this. And the woman goes to jail for 2 years before her case even comes up. And then when she starts going to trial, she has these 2 lawyers who are really pushing for domestic violence and trying to get domestic violence women acquitted. And so these new lawyers help her out and they tell her, you have to bare your soul. You have to tell what you endured because they have to know that, this is a psychological thing. This isn't, he beat her at 2:00 in the afternoon and she waited to kill him at 7. It's premeditated. No, it's the psychological trauma of 47 years of abuse that has just snowballed into this is the last straw. And so they're trying to prove that with her case. And so they give her a diary and they ask her to keep a diary of the things that she can remember that he did to her. And of course, it's horrific. So I'm already sitting here cringing because I can't even watch that scene and what's love got to do with it when Ike rapes her in the studio. Because, I mean, the beating and the battering and the verbal abuse is enough, but that rape scene just takes me out. And this man hasn't raped his wife, but I mean, the way he beats her and lashes out at anybody who would try to help her or protect her. This dude pulled a shotgun, and I ain't take that back. He ain't pull a shotgun. He fired a shotgun twice on his neighbors for cutting their hedges and making noise while he was trying to rest. And then turned the gun on his wife when she was trying to calm him down and get him back in the house and away from the neighbors. And then she freeze frames like, oh my God. And he starts laughing like, did you think I would shoot you? Yes, bitch, I do. You beat my ass on a regular? I absolutely do. And so she was saying how, she wasn't able to protect the kids, but she still tried to take the brunt of it off the kids. But he beat the kids. He beat her. He beat everybody. He trying to shoot his son-in-law for protecting his wife and daughter. I mean, this dude was batshit crazy. And so, I haven't finished the end of the movie, but because I see the real life story, I know she gets off. She gets acquitted. And she died at 72. And that's what I didn't know. That caught me off guard. She died 3 years ago on July 23rd. And I was just like, because, it's a hero moment for me. So I wanted her to still be alive and kicking. But 72, she had some good years. But she was released. I think she was released in 2016. So she did 4 years for killing him. And Francois Holland pardoned her for the murder of her husband. But the movie is being portrayed and acted out by this amazing woman, which is what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find y'all the name of this actress, because it's called Jacqueline Sauvage. It was Him or Me, and the movie was produced and put out to the public 2 years after her acquittal and 6 years after she killed him. And the woman playing Jacqueline Sauvage is named Muriel Robin. Muriel Robin needs the equivalent of an Oscar, whatever that is in France, because she is playing this role. She is absolutely playing this role. And on the day that she killed that man, her son Pascal committed suicide. Now, if y'all will go back with me, I said that her main goal was to protect her kids, not to let him hurt her babies. Now, I still believe, I haven't seen how everything come down in court, but right here, not knowing how things are going to happen in this court, I think that Norbert did something to Pascal, which caused Pascal to kill himself, or maybe Norbert killed him and framed it as a suicide. I don't know. But I know she took them ass whippings for 47 years. She would have continued to be that man's wife and doormat if he hadn't done something to Pascal. He did something to that boy. Now, the part that I had to pause the movie to come to y'all and talk about, because this is always this is always close to my heart. They always show him beating his wife after drinking. Like he's an angry drunk. He gets drunk, he beats her. So at Christmas, she's watching him, and every drink that he takes, she's getting more and more terrified because she knows what's coming. They run out of wine on the table. He's like, somebody bring me another. Somebody bring me another. And his son's like, dude, you done had enough. Chill. And so he starts spazzing out on his kids, going on. This at Christmas. The whole family, the in-laws, everybody at Christmas dinner. He don't give a fuck. He going off. So she jumps up trying to, keep the peace, keep him happy, goes, finds another bottle of wine and pours him some wine. Now, I've told y'all, she's watched him take drink after drink after drink at this Christmas dinner table, and she's terrified. So her hands are shaking when she pours the wine. She spills it on him, and he commenced the whipping on her Christmas dinner in front of everybody. Her son and daughters jumping his shit. Now, what they should have did was straight bank that dude. They should have jumped on his ass and put it on him. But they didn't. They were just trying to break it up and get him away from mom. Well, he done punched Pascal in the face. Pascal ready to go on him, but mom is trying to, everybody just settle down. Why don't y'all go ahead and leave? It'll be all right. I got it. Y'all already black, bitch. You don't got it. And now he beating you in front of people. Don't give a fuck. beating your children. They fucking grown. He don't give a fuck about nothing. He has zero fucks to give. She should have let them children wail on his ass, but she didn't. And they left. Everybody left her alone at dinner. Then he crying, please forgive me. Call my children back. They my babies. No, because you fucking crazy. And the thing that really just broke me down is that the sisters were talking about going public and doing news interviews and stuff. They had to make it public. They wanted to try the case in the media to help get their mother out of jail. Excuse me. And so one of the sisters was saying we should tell our stories. There aren't very many people who are going to come forward and talk because they isolated so many people, and he kept her away from everybody that nobody knows what she endured. But we were there every day, and we were children, and we were innocent in that, and we know what went on, and we can tell it. And the other sister was kind of skeptical about not going forward and telling. And I'm like, y'all expect your mother to tell. You guys are spearheading this, but you don't want to tell what you saw go on. Well, when they get in the court, you find out why. This man raped his children repeatedly, his daughters. Not Pascal. I guess I don't know about his son, but not Pascal. But here's the thing. Now, remember I said every time they show him beating his wife, he'd been drinking. The daughter made a point in the courtroom to say he wasn't drunk when he raped me. He knew exactly what he was doing, had not been drinking at all, and it happened repeatedly starting when I was 16 and always when mom went out. He made sure that mom was not there when he raped us, me and my sister. Now, it's 3 girls and 1 boy, but I think only 2 of the sisters were raped. And they were the 2 who didn't want to, go public and talk about it because they don't want to talk about this shame that they felt at being molested by their own raggedy ass daddy who abused them and abused their mother for their entire lives. This trauma is their life. And so the judge, who I want to doubt her fucking eye or whatever, I don't even know what they're called there because, they got the whole panel and she got on her fancy red king shit. I don't know what they call. But anyway, the lawyer has let the woman just talk, and give her statement. And then the judge asks, what do you mean by rape? At this point, I'm like, somebody shove her fucking ass off the bench. And the woman asked her, said, what do you understand by rape? Like, is this not the stupidest fucking question ever? You know what rape is when somebody says they were raped. She want this girl to go into detail of the horrors of what her father done. And I could see if she were on trial for killing her father for saying he raped her. She's not even on trial. She's a damn witness. Like, seriously. And the whole time her aunt, who is her father's sister, who is saying that, he the greatest person ever, is sitting there crying because she didn't have no communication with the family because he moved away to the nice part of France because he wanted, to have this great family and this... I'm sorry, y'all. I was night fishing till midnight and fancy digs and whatever. And so he had moved away from his family. But I think really he just moved away to isolate her from everybody so that he could have complete control and be this demanding, abusive, rapist tyrant that he was. So then they say, well, you didn't tell. And the lawyers for her mom stood up and said, there are women who are abused who don't tell. How do you expect a child to tell against their father? And the girl said, I did. She actually ran away at 17, ran to the police station, gave them a statement, and signed that bitch. And then they called her mother to come and get her. And she feared that her father would kill her mother if her mother confronted him about raping her. So she tore the statement up, told her mother she lied. She just did it. She just went down to the police station to piss off her dad. And said she was positive that he never touched her like that. He never raped her. And the police, who I would think, regardless of whether she tore the statement up or not, would have investigated a child coming in to say that they were sexually molested, raped, or assaulted by any adult, let alone their fucking father that they got to go back to the house to, would have investigated, but they didn't. So she said she never told anybody outside of the police officer what happened until she got married and she told her husband. So that made me stop. So that's where I'm at right now in the trial. That made me just push pause because I was so angry at the judge. I know the judge was probably trying to cross her T's and dot her I's and do what she had to do to get all this information on, but it was such an insensitive question. It was the way that she asked, "What do you mean by rape?" The fuck else could I mean? And that just blew me. And it's a female on top of that. You know what the fuck she meant. That's never in question. She didn't say he fondled me. She didn't say he touched me or that he interfered with me. She said he raped me. Straight up, no chaser. You know what that means. So as a female and as a judge in court, for you to ask the question the way you did was just really insensitive and pissed me the fuck off. So at that point, I really take rape and incest very, very seriously. It's one of my it's one of my switches. That shit will tick me like you would not believe. And I have been blessed and I have been kept and covered to never be a victim of anything like that, but it still sits real heavy with me. And I can't, it's got me now. It's got me now. I had to pause for a minute and go back to it because I'm like, this man was already fucking horrific enough. Just beating them, beating his wife, threatening his neighbors with the gun, threatening his wife with the gun, threatening his son-in-law with the fucking gun. Actually, not even his son-in-law. The woman left him. She did. She left him. She got the balls to leave him. She went to her daughter's house. He kept calling her cell phone, calling the daughter's cell phone, calling the daughter's house phone. And then when nobody would answer the phone because they fucking knew it was him, he came there to the house with the shotgun. Now, the daughter's a beautiful house, and I don't know if this is really, how it was. The daughter had a beautiful house, and, like, her whole front was glass and windows, front door glass, everything was glass, so you could see in the house. So he's looking at them while he's yelling outside with the gun. She better come on. She better come out with me, or I'm going to shoot everybody in the house. I'll kill all of y'all. If she don't come out here, I'll kill all of y'all. So, the daughter is still, she opened the door, but she like, Dad, just leave her alone. Go away. You're fucking crazy. Just go away. Her husband comes down. He's interfering. He's pushing his mother-in-law and his wife back, trying to get his father-in-law off his property. He put the gun in his face and was like, I'll fucking shoot you. If she don't come with me right now, I'll fucking shoot you. Crazy. Fucking totally batshit crazy. He deserved every bullet he got in his fucking back. She should have shot him in his face for good measure. That is how I feel. So, now the other thing that got me is I ended up watching this because I watched the movie of the week with Asa Major. I don't know. That's how you say her name. I think it's Asa Major. Major. I don't know. AISSAMAIGA. That's her name. And I watched her movie of the week, and this one just, when you're streaming whatever's next, it just played next, and I couldn't find a remote control, so I couldn't stop it. But I'm glad I didn't, because it was a good movie. And then to find out that it was a true story is like, wow. But the person who plays her husband is Olivier Marchal. Now, y'all have heard me talk about him because I'd be utterly disgusted that they always cast Sarah Martin's opposite old white man. Well, he's the old white man they be casting her against. They've done a couple of things together. But he plays Norbert Marla. What the hell his name is? Norbert. Damn it, what is his name? Norbert What did I... Y'all, I said it earlier. Y'all remember what I said. Because I don't. But he plays the abusive, rapist, drunk husband. And, like I said, Muriel Robin, who plays Jacqueline Sauvage, she deserves every freaking accolade you can get in French TV. Because I believe her. She is portraying this. I'm looking at her thinking I'm looking at the real Jacqueline Sauvage. And casting wasn't bad either, because when I see the real Jacqueline Sauvage, they kind of do look alike. So casting was good. But this is the thing that gets me. When they arrested her for the murder, and she called the police and told them, come on out here and pick me up because I done shot him in his back. This woman's face is pummeled. It ain't no question that this man then just readily whipped her ass. And they're still questioning it. I'm thinking she should have been out on bail. This woman was in jail for 4 years, 2 of them before the trial even started, and I'm thinking she should have been out on bail and shouldn't. Her face alone should have had got her bail. I don't know what the law be thinking sometimes. Now, and I will come just as hard at the victims, because it's like, I don't understand what you stay for. It's not enough love. It's not enough fear. It's not enough. I need to be sure my kids is okay in the world for me. You're not going to whip my ass. You're not. You're not. You might get away with it at one time, because the first time you're going to catch me off guard. But after, I snap back to myself, we going to fight. And if I don't die then, and you don't die then, I'm leaving. Or if you do die, and then I'm still leaving, But we not gonna fight, and you not gonna beat me. I don't understand that. No, it is nothing in the world you can give me to make me stay. It ain't enough fear in the world to make me live in fear. If I'm already afraid of you, what am I gonna stay for? You already gonna do something to me here. You've already proven that. Shit, catch me if you can. Follow up. Hold on, cause the TV loud. I did finish the movie. So she lost her appeal. She her lawyers had appealed on the grounds of, I don't know what they called it, but we'll call it justifiable homicide, because that's what we call it in this country. And they said they agreed with the initial ruling. Her initial ruling was that she was guilty of killing her husband. It was not premeditated, but it was still murder, and she was going to jail for 10 years. The appeal, same thing. Yes, nobody contests that she killed her husband. No, it was not premeditated, but it was not justifiable homicide. So she went back to jail for a year. And then the president pardoned her. And so she got out in 2016 at 68 years old. And she died in 2020 at 72. And what she said at trial was that the night that she killed him, he had beat her. She took sleeping pills and took a nap. He came and roused her out of her sleeping pill-induced sleep, still drunk, still raging, still being a complete and utter asshole, because he was hungry. And beat her some more, pushed her down a fucking flight of stairs, punched her in her eye and broke her eye socket, because he was hungry and he was sick of her. And he kept saying, Sauvage, I'm sick of you, and I'm going to kill you and all you little bastards, like they wasn't his children. He said, I'm going to kill you first so you can't protect them. Now, I don't know if it was the same day or just before that, his son had cussed him out and hung up on him, and he went to his son's house and he beat him with something. I couldn't see what he hit him with, because he a coward, and once a coward always a coward. He wouldn't fight that boy straight up. He hit him with something repeatedly, and the boy was like, come back, you fucking coward, because that's what his daddy was. And at that point he realized it, and it was real hard for him because he idolized his father. So for his father to be that terrible human being was really hard on him. And then the last straw was when his sister told him that they had been raped. That pushed him over the edge. Now, I don't know if he killed himself because he felt like he didn't do enough or what. But while his mom was at home killing his father, he hung himself. And she just apologized and said, forgive me. I should have protected you. Forgive me. And you never find out why Pascal killed himself. He never left a note. But he and his father had fought earlier that day. And I don't know if he felt like he failed the women in his family, or it was all just too much for him to take. And he killed himself. And so when the police came and she was asking the cops, did they get in contact with her children? Did they get in contact with her children? He said, we were only able to get in contact with one of your daughters. We weren't able to reach your son. And then when the girls got together, they went to Pascal to tell him, and they found he'd hung himself. So this is all a true story. Jacqueline Sauvage, Norbert Moreau. True story. Happened in France, September 10th, 2012. She was acquitted I don't know, by President Francois. I can't think of his last name right now. Uh, 2016, and she passed away in 2020. So it was a great movie of the week. I be watching this stuff on MHZ. I don't know what MHZ stands for, but I like um stream all these French movies on MHZ. And now they advertising me something called French TV. I'm not getting now another streaming subscription. If it don't come on MHZ, I'm not gonna see it unless somebody bootleg it on YouTube. Hint, hint. So I had to come back and tell y'all how it ended because, I had got emotional and I had to take a break and then go back into it. And I'm just really sad that Pascal killed himself. I just wish that, whatever it was, he could have overcome that. But he didn't. And the movie that I watched, the one before, that one was good too. I'm going to tell you somebody else I don't like. And let me see if I can find his name right quick for y'all. Like I said, all this started with Sarah Martins after I watched Death in Paradise. So Sarah Martins is turning me on to all these other people. And when I search Sarah Martins, one of the big things that comes up with Sarah Martins is the Diaspora Collective, which she is a part of. And the Diaspora Collective wrote a book called Black is Not My Job, or It's Not My Job to Be Black, however you want to translate that or interpret it. But so following her career and trying to see all of the movies and television shows and everything that she's done has led to other actresses in the collective and other actors who have played opposite these actresses, because now I'm finding out all these, this French talent that I knew nothing about ahead of time. So the lady whose name I can't say, Aissa Mega, I don't know. But her movie of the week is how I ended up watching Jacqueline Sauvage, because I watched her movie of the week first. And let me see. Her movie of the week was... I'm on the tablet, the phone, and the TV all at once. Y'all bear with me. But her movie of the week was the villain in her movie of the week was the guy who plays Kane. I think that's his name. He's a detective in a wheelchair. A real bona fide asshole. I don't like him on his own show. Oh, okay. So Jacqueline Sauvage, for anybody who's interested, it was it's on MHZ. It was I want to say France 2 or France 3 channel, whatever. Season 4, episode 1 of movie of the week, Jacqueline Sauvage. But Aissa Major, or however you say her name, her movie of the week was season 3, episode 12, Deadly Summer. And she's going to leave her husband because he promised her a good life and ain't give it to her, and she apparently screws everybody in the town. I don't know if this is her job, because her job seems to be taking care of elderly people, but she's screwing other people. Her husband knows about it. They've been married for 15 years. He's just resigned to be cuckold at this point. This aired originally February 28th, 2013. But the villain in the movie, whom she ended up having to shoot through the chest with a harpoon, was the guy who plays Kane, or whatever his name is. And I don't like him. I do not like him. I don't like him in Kane, because I seen him in Kane. Sarah Martins did a episode of Kane, and he plays the main character. His name is Frederick Kane. It's played by Bruno DeBrant. I don't like him. I ain't seen him in nothing where he's the good guy yet. I don't like him. I ain't like him in Sarah Martin's episode of Kane. If you watch it, you'll see why. And I ain't like him in Deadly Summer. So at this point, I don't like Bruno DeBrant. I don't like him. And just in case you're interested, because like I said, Sarah Martins is what brought me to all of this stuff and all these people. She did a movie of the week, season 3, episode 2, Children of the Lie. You can find me here on YouTube talking about that movie. Also a true story. Man, the history that we just don't know as children of the diaspora. I'm trying to tell you. That was a very good movie that had me all in my feelings as well. So you can check that out. Now, I know I done made this a 30-minute video, but trust me, you'll thank me for it. Go watch the stuff, and you don't have to worry about it being in French because MHZ, everything has English subtitles, so you're good to go. You don't even have to have subtitles on your TV. It's automatic.